how's it going? It's Andy. I found this really interesting stock over the weekend while I was doing research. It's called Venetics Holding Corporation, ticker symbol VHC. I think there's a chance that this stock might rise 500%. Guys, please can you hit the like and the subscribe button? I really want to hit 50 subscribers if possible. It was recently in the news because it was in a lawsuit with Apple, so I did a little bit more digging. The company has very strong financials, it's operating in a very interesting business area, as well as having an extremely high analyst recommendation of a possible 500% growth. But if it does happen, this stock could skyrocket all the way from 5.69 all the way to around $36, which is insane. So I just want to give you a run through of this company, what's been happening to it recently and where I see it going over the next month or even in the next year. So firstly, what is it? What is Venetics? Venetics is a publicly traded internet security software and technology company based in Nevada. Venetics has been described as being a patent troll, accused of marketing no actual products or services, and instead earning its revenue through licensing patents and suing anyone that infringes them. Apple's been in an ongoing litigation case with this company, Venetics X, for a while. Initially, Venetics is trying to claim around $1 billion worth of patent infringement damages from Apple, and Apple tried to get the claim down to around 100 million. So recently what happened was the federal court said Apple has to pay at least 500 million and it's rejected its appeal to get it down to 100 million. Potentially this 500 million could rise to 1 billion. You can see over there's a bit of a spike, like a 12% spike on Friday, and that's simply because of this litigation. The company has a really good forecast rating from one analyst. It's only one analyst. I'm not quite sure why more analysts are not covering this company, in all honesty, simply because it's operating in a very, I would say, the very dodgy space. But this analyst has given it a 12-month price forecast of 36, and if it does reach 36, then that represents a huge 500% increase. Now personally, I see the stock going from, it's currently at 5.69. I could see it going to 7, 8 pretty easily. I would say it's definitely more of a risky play, but given if it does win that 500 million from Apple, potentially hitting its bank account in 2022, 2023, that would represent a significant rise in share price. If you look at the 1 year chart, it reached a high of 7.54, and now it's hovering around the 5.69 mark. So I can see it going, given this positive news development, I can see it going to that price target. So in terms of who owns the company, I found it very interesting to see some of the owners, the very big name owners, including BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Mangrove Partners. So there are some well-known institutions who own this company and potentially see the company doing really well. Now digging into the financials of this company, some of its key ratios are really impressive. If you look at its price to earnings ratio, that's currently 1.25, price to sales ratio of 1.24, compared to the US market average of 40.05 and 15.21 respectively. Understandably, this area in terms of the company being a patent troll, I don't think it's very realistic comparing the price to earnings and price to sales ratio to the industry average, given that it just simply tries to seek damages from companies and it exposes them to a lot of litigation and costs. Its main source of revenue is the damages it seeks from the companies. If you look at the company's Wikipedia page, it's already been involved with litigation with companies including Apple, Cisco and Microsoft, and was also awarded as 368 million damages for FaceTime infringement. Another thing I found really interesting about this company is its dividend yield. It has a dividend yield of 20%, and I reckon once it wins all these damages and litigation claims of these companies, it will just pay it out to shareholders. So one more thing I wanted to highlight to you guys was the insider buying versus the selling. So you can see over here from this diagram below that there's been a lot of insider activity this year, and the majority of it has been sells. A couple of buys scattered in. But having said that, I don't think that's too much of a cause for concern at this stage, because most of the sales were during the June-May time. You can see from the diagram over here, so that was when the price was actually pretty high. So the insiders sold their stock when the price was, hovering around the 7 mark, I would see. So they got a good price for their stock holding. But there hasn't been any insider activity since then. So this seems like the insiders are actually holding on to their stock. Potentially they could see a rise in the near future. You can see this company has got a market cap of around 358 million. And its revenue and earnings of 302 million and 283 million, like compared to its market cap. Like, you see companies out there that don't even have any revenue, but their market cap's in the billions. They have negative earnings and such high market caps. So a company like this, like, it's a significant cash cow. It's got a lot of money, a lot of cash in its bank accounts. So holding on to this stock, I see it having some growth as well as potentially a lot of dividend yield too. Now, it's got a low debt to equity ratio of 0.12, like a massive operating cash flow of 305 million. You can see that its dividend yield 20%. That's the dividend it paid to its shareholders last year. It had a top price of 27, 28. I don't think it's going to reach that high, in all honesty. Personally, I think it's going to reach the 7-8 mark, and that's going to result in, quite 25-30% gain. So guys, overall, I thought this company was very interesting. I enjoy doing the research, and I kind of want to do a little bit more digging into this company, find out exactly what it does and whether it's worth investing in. But at this stage for me, I think this company is a little bit too risky. There's too many outside factors, like the business that it's operating in seems a little bit strange. Like, I might put a little bit here in right now because I do think there's a lot of momentum in the stock, which might cause it to rise next week or the week after that as well, given the news about the Apple case as well. But look, be aware, like, this isn't a company that's gonna make you millions. Like, if that analyst recommendation does come true, potentially, but there's only one analyst recommendation, and I wouldn't buy it just based on one analyst recommendation. So I just found it interesting that there's companies out there that operate business models such as this. This could be a good addition to your portfolio for income, or is more of a speculative play. But guys, thanks for listening. Let me know in the comments what you think of this company and whether or not you're going to buy it.